Okay, so this video was very spontaneous because I've been asked this question a lot, so many times, and I thought I would just address it finally in a video, especially since it's like trending again. I don't know. So, affirming from lack / affirming to get versus affirming to remind yourself that you already have something. Now, first of all, I just want to say that no way of manifesting is wrong. Like, you literally cannot go wrong with manifesting. And if you understand the law of assumption, like if you understand what the law of assumption means, then you would know that it literally means whatever you assume to be true is true. So it's literally just your assumptions. It's whatever you assume to be true is true. So if you assume that affirming from lack, affirming to get, it's gonna work, then it's gonna work. If you don't think it's gonna work, then it's not gonna work. If you think that affirming to remind yourself that you have it is the way, it's the only way, then that's what it's going to be for you. Like, it's so important to understand that these arguments are so baseless and stupid and useless and just really, really kind of pathetic. Because if you really understood that, again, it's the law of assumption, then there is really no room for argument, because that's their assumption that they've built. That's their assumption that they have. And who are you to tell them that their way of doing things is like wrong? You can say it's wrong for you, but it's not wrong for them. You know what I mean? Like, there. I want to say that I understand both ways, and I have manifested from both ways, affirming to get something or affirming from lack or affirming to remind myself that I already have it. I've done both ways. And I want to say that I understand the perspective of the people who say they're affirming to get something or they're affirming from lack. Their reasoning is basically that you can't affirm from lack. There's no such thing as affirming from lack, and there's no such thing as affirming to get, or who cares if you affirm to get, because for one, we're all trying to get something, which technically, I'm so sorry if you see dust. This is not I'm in my parents' house. Listen. Their perspective is you cannot affirm from lack, or you cannot affirm to get, because you're always trying to get something, or you're always affirming to get something, which technically is true, because if you look at manifestation from an outside perspective, from someone who has not grasped or come across the concept of, oh, well, this reality already exists, and you're just shifting your mindset to shift into that version who already has it. If you're coming from an outside perspective, you're a beginner, you haven't come across that perspective yet, or you just never come across that perspective, yeah, you're affirming to get something. If you look at it like that, yeah, you're affirming to get something in your life. You're affirming to get change, you know? That's their way of looking at it. Like, that's technically what it is. You're affirming to get something in the physical world. And yes, that's very true, actually. If you want to look at it like that, that perspective is not wrong. Also, they say that there's no such thing as affirming from lack, because your subconscious cannot tell what the reason is you're affirming. It just takes you at your word. Like, if you tell it, oh, I'm so rich, 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 and you're doing this with the mindset of, if I do this, then I'm going to get my money. If I tell myself that I'm rich over and over, then I'm going to eventually become rich. That's their point of view. That's how they see things. They see it as, if you're telling yourself a specific thing in order to get something, it's not wrong, because you're going to get it anyway, and your subconscious does not know that you are affirming to get something. Your subconscious does not care if you're affirming to get something or whatever. You're affirming to make it happen anyway, so what's the difference? That's their perspective. Now, personally, I do not go by that perspective. I go by affirm to remind myself, and I always have. Well, not always, but since I have really studied the law of assumption and I found what works for me and all that kind of stuff, maybe around 2023 or whatever, 2022, that is when I saw the biggest change happen in my manifestations. And it's just perspective, really. I'm not saying that affirm to get is better, or affirming to remind yourself is better, or affirming from lack is better. Like, I'm not saying anything is better than the other, but I'm saying that it can be better than the other for you specifically. It depends on your perspective, what you feel comfortable with, what your mindset is, what resonates most with you. We manifest to remind ourselves that we already have what we want. Because for me personally, it's more relaxing. It's more of a stress reliever. It's more, it's easier for me, because it makes me feel like the person who already has what I want. It makes me feel like the person who, it makes me feel like the person who has what I want. I already have this. It makes me feel like the person who is already experiencing what she wants to have, by saying, oh yeah, well, I already have this. Like, just reminding myself, oh wait, I don't have to get anything because I already have it. It's literally just perspective. And For me, when I was in the mentality when I first started of manifesting to get something, it didn't make me feel comfortable. It didn't work for me. It felt like I was doing all of this to get something, and it felt like I had to just keep going and going. It felt like a process. Like, it felt like a process to me. That's what it did. It felt like a process. Affirming to get felt like a process, or affirming from lack felt like a process for me. Affirming to remind myself that I already have it is not a process to me, because I don't like to view manifestation as a process. And I don't think you should view manifestation as a process either. If you want to get what you want very fast, I think that is the key, to just tell yourself that you already have it. We already know the key to manifesting is to think as if you already have it. And for me, affirming to remind myself literally made me understand that I already have my manifestation. It clicked for me. Like, it was like, okay, well, I'm not trying to do anything to get anything. I am just literally reminding myself that I have what I want right now in this very minute, in this very second. I don't have to keep doing something in the outside world to get what I want, because I am already the person who has it. And it's just like, it feels so good to remind yourself that you are already the person who has it. You are the person who is rich already. You're not trying to become rich. And even with the mentality of, okay, well, if I keep affirming this, then I know I'm going to become rich. Yeah, that works for some people, like I said earlier in the video. But for me, it made me feel like a process. Like, it just made me feel like I'm doing a process, and I don't like to view manifestation as a process. I like it to be fast and quick. And if I view it as a process, maybe a week later or 2 weeks later, I may not want this thing anymore. So it really helps to tell myself that I already have what I want. That is how we view it. That is how I do things. That is why I always tweet, manifestation is not a process. You already have it. Like, for me, manifesting, coming from a place of affirming to get, affirming from lack, that mentality, that perspective is not wrong. But also for me, it felt like I'm chasing my manifestation. It felt like I'm chasing it and I'm trying to get something, make something happen. And that's not what I want. I really resonate way more with the perspective of I already have it. I am that person already. And I am just reminding myself that I have it right now. Because when I switched to that perspective, things started happening very fast for me. And also, in my opinion, it contradicts it's already done. Like, you know, when people say it's already done, there's nothing else to do, it's already done. Like, that's one of my favorite affirmations. It's already done, because it makes me feel like breath of fresh air, relief. It's already done. There's nothing else to do. Nothing can ruin it, because it already happened. It's already done. So what now? And I feel like affirming to get something, affirming from that, affirming from lack, affirming to get something, make something happen, is contradicting to the phrase it's already done. Because if you really understood that it's already done and you already are the person who has it, then I would not be, you know, like, you would not be chasing after it, trying to get it, doing more and more, trying to find more to do to get it. To me, the person who understands that is not coming from a mindset of, oh, I'm affirming to get this, or I'm affirming to make this happen, or okay, well, I know if I keep doing this, then I'm going to become this, which is true. Yes, like I said a million times in this video, there's nothing wrong with that perspective, but for me, it's insanely contradicting and it makes me feel uncomfortable, and I just don't vibe with it. I don't rock with it, and that's just me, and that's okay. And okay, that's all I have to say, really. That's all I have to say. There is nothing wrong with either perspective. It's all up to you. It's what you feel comfortable with. But I will give a piece of advice to you guys. I will say that from observing your tweets on Twitter, yes, I'm nosy. Trust me, I'm nosy. But observing your tweets on Twitter, observing your comments in my YouTube section, in my YouTube comment section, y'all get what I'm saying. Observing your comments in other people's YouTube comment sections, just observing the community as a whole, and observing the people who say that they do affirm to get, or they don't have a problem with affirming from lack, or there's no such thing as all that kind of stuff. Yes, you are correct. Or there are beginners that I observe that, you know, are picking up onto this and they don't quite understand, you know, they're just trying to find their way still. And there are other people who have been in this community and they're still trying to find, you know, what works for them, or trying to find their way, really. My piece of advice to you is, I see your tweets and I see you spiraling. I do. I see you spiraling. I see, yeah, sometimes people delete it, but I still see it. I catch it. I see it sometimes. I see it. And one thing that I have noticed is the people who are spiraling, some of them, people who are spiraling, the people who are like tweeting from this mentality, I think the problem is the mentality. Please let me know if I am making sense. I am trying to get my point across, but sometimes I am not very good at doing so. I think it would make manifestation a whole lot funner for you, more fun for you, a lot easier for you if you would just adapt the mindset of, I am already the person who has it. AKA, if y'all want to call it affirming to remind yourself, just try it. Because I see people affirming, they're saying that they're trying to get something. They have the mentality of, oh, it's okay to affirm to get or affirm from lack. And they are doing this and they're doing it for so long that they give up. Well, how they see it is, okay, well, I'm doing this to get something. They don't see themselves as the person who already has what they want. They see themselves as the person who has to do 10 million techniques or has to affirm 15 million times a day to get what they want. And while yes, I will saturate the day away, I do not care. I love saturation. I love meditating. I love affirming. I love saturation sessions. I love it. I really do. I would do it for hours, but maybe that's not your thing. Like, it's okay. It's okay. You don't have to be like me. You don't have to be like everyone else who likes saturation sessions. That's totally okay. You don't, maybe it's not your thing. Maybe it causes more resistance for you. Who cares? That's fine. Find another way. But like, you're coming from a place of, I have to do this to get this and I don't have it yet, and everyone else has it but I don't, and I have to keep doing this if I want to experience this. And maybe it's just not working for you because that's just not the mindset that's for you. Maybe you would be better off telling yourself that you are the person who already has what you want. You will be better off telling yourself that you are the person who already has it, or just reminding yourself that you already have it. Just try it. Okay, just try it. Just take a deep breath and tell yourself, I already have it. I already have it. And if you do like saturation sessions, like I do, when I have my saturation sessions, I'm not going in with the mentality of, oh, I have to do this to get it. No. If I keep doing these saturation sessions, I'm going to get it. No. If you know me, I literally have like a group of people from Law of Assumption Twitter who are on my private account. They're so cool. I love them. We're in a group chat and we do challenges together. And I always tell them, and in the challenges, we saturate our minds because we are all down with saturation. That's just what we do. And I tell them all the time, I don't refer to it as saturating your mind. Because to me, it's like a technique. I just say it in my videos because that's what you guys know it as. But when I do the challenges, when I host the challenges in the group chat, I don't tell them, yeah, saturate your mind for 2 hours, 3 hours. You can even ask them. I tell them, bask in the fact that you have it already. Remind yourself that you have it already for 2 hours. Celebrate the fact that you have it already for 2 hours, 3 hours, 1 hour, 15 minutes, however long that we pick a time frame, And that's what we see it as. We see it as the fact that all of those phrases, bask in the fact that you already have it, celebrate the fact that you already have it, remind yourself that you already have it. It's literally just telling yourself that you already have it. You're reminding yourself, period, that you already have it. You are accepting the fact that you are the person who already has it, and you're not saturating to get something, or you're not doing this to get something. You're doing this to remind yourself that you already have it. And that is how I like to look at things. And they even said that they like that idea as well. It's just, you have to just try it, okay? If you feel like you are doing something to get something and it's not working for you and you're not down with that mindset, like I was when I first started, and I've evolved into, oh, I'm thinking as if I'm the person who already has it. Just try it. Just when you do your saturation sessions, tell yourself you are reminding yourself that you already have it. You're doing this to celebrate the fact that you already have it. You're doing this to remind yourself that you already have it. You are that person already. There is no trying involved. There is no need to get. You are not lacking anything. You already have it. That is the mentality that I come from, and maybe that is why I manifest so fast, and maybe that is why I am where I am now. I don't know. I think that just the entire point that you all need to get, regardless of if you affirm from lack, if you affirm to get, if you affirm to remind, is the fact that manifestation is literally subjective. It is not one size fits all, like Sammy Ingram says. It's not one way or the highway. It's not this way or you're wrong. No. And I'm not trying to call anyone wrong again. So do not come for me, because I know some of y'all like to twist my words. Do not do it. Do not do it. Do not try me today. I am not saying that any way is wrong. I am simply sharing the way that works for me. And I am saying that the entire point that you guys need to understand is that this way may not resonate with this person, and that is fine. And vice versa. And there is no reason to get up in arms and defensive and attack people over it, because it's like, who cares? It's law of assumption. It's law of assumption. What you assume to be true is going to be true. So literally, who cares? Okay, who cares? I just want to end it here. That's all I have to say. I hope y'all got something out of this. I don't know. See ya.